fleet of 22 French and Spanish-built two-axle trolleys were used to replace certain tram routes in 1948. Corunha's last trams were phased out in 1962, following delivery of the first 12 Q1s. The original single-decker fleet included 8 rare hispano-suizas with utility Seda bodies. A somewhat battered member of the class turns on the loop at Monelos. The last hispano-suiza soldiered on until 1972. There were also 7 Vetras dating from 1949 to 51. This solitary Vetra Biolier was acquired in 1960. The Londoners were originally allocated to 3 short, heavily used town lines. All eventually had dual entrances protected by jackknife doors. Many roads were in such appalling condition that the bodies tended to vibrate violently. The former route aperture was plated over, but roller blinds were fitted into the destination box. The outer section of the 3 to Ciudad Escolar was along an unstable, unmetalled road. In the background is the bay from which the Spanish Armada set sail in 1588, and in which the English inflicted several naval defeats on the French. These girder-style bracket arms were a feature of the San Jose route. To meet demand for additional single-deckers, 7 Q1s were cut down and given rather flat, shallow roofs in 1965. To provide extra height for the booms, the trolley base was positioned over the 3rd saloon bay. Only one of the converts had first run in the town as a double-decker. Each had a roof-mounted number plate at the front and a metal destination plate in the near side front window. The 20-seaters worked on the new 2.5-mile Route 11. The last Q1, number 1789, acquired from Vigo, did not enter service until November 1969. This brought the total strength up to 29 vehicles. A Corunha certainly reverberated to the click and hum of electric traction. Passengers, staff and management were openly proud of their big English trolleybuses. Every effort was made to keep them in service, despite the atrocious state of the roads. This was one of the first 4 Q1s to enter service. Originally, these had the platform and stairs transposed, but by 1963, all were rebuilt with dual doors. In May 1972, 6 of the 21 listed routes had been replaced, and some of the older single-deckers withdrawn. However, 32 out of a total of 46 trolleybuses were still required. Action at the Plaza del Miña. In the central area, there was still clear evidence of the tram tracks, last used by Route 3 in 1962. Plaza de Lorenzi with a cut-down Q1 on the 10. This is followed by one of 5 Pegasos with Makossa bodies delivered in 1955-6. One of the early Vetras turns off an unmade stretch of road. The straight staircases on the double-deckers ascended rearward on the offside. There was also a conductor's desk just forward of the rear doors. In the western suburbs, a dusty, unmade road led to San Pedro de Bismar, where the trolleys were reduced to walking pace. At Estadio, an hispano-suiza inbound from Ciudad Escolar clicks through the frogs. By 1975, even though the system had shrunk to just 6 routes, there was still plenty of interest. A surviving Pegasus approaches the terminus at Avenida de los Mayos. Arrangements have been revised here as late as 1972. On the Q1s, the fleet number was shown in the former rear registration plate. Number 50, formerly LT 1784, lurches unsteadily round the loop. Entering service in July 1966, this had been the last Londoner to be cut down. The conductor can be seen sitting immediately in front of the rear doors. Descending the steeply graded 3¼ mile section into town. Both the 10s and 11s were short. The 10 was just 1.5 miles long, yet the 2 lines required 8 vehicles. This reflected the intense level of service offered over each prong of the tightly knit system. Here the Q1s tackled some daunting hills. Evocative glimpses of the narrow canyons at the town end of the Los Mayos route. Here the wiring had been revised in 1974 to create additional one-way sections. Los Castros. This loop, in the western suburbs, at Ciudad Escolar, had been terminus for 7 routes. Number 27, the former 1823, had been the first Q1 rebuilt with dual doors. Since 1974, turnstiles had reduced seating in the lower saloon to just 16.